Hi, I'm Miss Marina and welcome to my kitchen. Today we will be cooking, and what we will be cooking today is red rice and gandules. If you're not sure with what gandules are, this is what they are. I'm sure everybody has kind of eaten them in their rice before. This type of meal, I would definitely suggest having your parent by and guiding you and helping you, keeping an extra eye over you. So yeah, we'll get right into it. So for step one, I highly suggest to wipe down your kitchen area and wash your hands. This is one of the things I would suggest you let your parents do so you don't spray nothing in your eye. I already sprayed my area and I was kind of waiting for it to dry up so that it can sanitize well. So I'm just going to wipe it down now. And now I'm going to thoroughly wash my hands for about 20 seconds to help you know how that is when you're washing your hands. You might want to sing the ABCs. After you're done, then you know you thoroughly wash your hands. Okay, so for step two, you want to bring out all the materials you're gonna need, and I am going to show you the stuff that you will need. But you want to have some oil for your rice, because if you don't have oil, then your rice is gonna stick to the pot and it's not gonna be good. The key ingredients: the adobo, some sofrito. Your mom probably makes this at home, or it can be store-bought. This is what it looked like. Some gandules to put in your rice. Sazon packets. Some flavored ham. This is optional though. You don't have to put this in there. I personally like it, so I'm gonna add it in. Fresh garlic or garlic powder can be used. For you guys, I would suggest maybe more using the garlic powder, but I'm gonna use fresh garlic because I already chopped it up. Some Goya tomato sauce. This is one that I already have open because I constantly cook, so I'm just gonna use the rest in my rice today. So you want to turn the stove on. Would suggest having your mom there with you. Especially if you have a gas stove, if you don't know how to properly turn it on right. The smell, you know, and the gas, not good. You want to put it on like 3 or 4 at first, because you're just gonna add like the oil and ingredients, and you want it to simmer up. So that the ingredients doesn't burn, you want to have it on like a low temperature, enough to simmer but low enough that it's not burning. So this is where step 3 comes into place. You want to do about, I would say, a capful, maybe 2 capfuls of oil for your rice so that it's very moist and doesn't get stuck to the pan. I will use a spoonful, a nice, you know, big spoonful of the sofrito, the good smelling stuff. And for the adobo, I don't have an exact measurement for it, but I like to do about a round circle into the rice. So I'm gonna do a circle. I am now going to add my ham flavored packet in there. And I'm going to add my sazon packets inside. I had chopped up some fresh garlic, so I'm gonna add that into my rice. Like I said earlier, you can also use the powdered garlic as well. I would also do about a circle hand of the garlic powder. And then you can add your salsa in there. I would say, because you can see my pot is like pretty small, I'm probably going to use maybe about a quarter to a half of the salsa. Some people like to use more. I just like to use a little bit for, you know, the redness of the rice and a little bit of texture, but I don't like to use too much so that it's not mushy. And then I will open up my gandules, also because I'm not making a huge pot of rice. I'm not going to use all the gandules. I'm probably just going to use about half the can, and the rest of the can I will just put foil on it and put it away. It's important to, you know, preserve your items. If you don't have to use it all, then don't, because you can always use it for the next day or the day after. And groceries, you know, they're expensive, so you want to be considerate to what your mom and dad is buying. So you take a spoon and you will start to pour some in the pot. It has juice inside. Personally, I like to use some of the juice to give it flavor. If your mom is watching by and maybe she just wants them to just be dry and add it in, then you can just you know, filter the gandules out. And then I'm adding some of the juice. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to circle it all around. And you can take your spoon and you can taste it so that you can see like if it's flavorful enough for you, or maybe you might need to add a little bit more adobo, sazon, or maybe some other ingredients that your mom might recommend that she feels like is missing. Not bad. Not bad to me at all. But I'm just going to add a little bit more of the adobo. And you want that to simmer before you add any water to put the rice. So simmering is just like, you know, letting it sit for a little bit, maybe seeing like a few bubbles pop up, and then you can start like adding your water to rice ratio. I have this measuring cup that I'm gonna use. It has like the 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cups. I don't know if you can see that on there. But if you don't have this, you can just use a cup. I usually would use this big blue cup, and I will fill it all the way to the top with water, and I would dump it in my pot. And then when that water comes to a roiling boil, that is when I will put a cupful of rice. So the ratio that I recommend for rice is how many cups of water you put is how many cups of rice. So if you put 1 full cup of water like this, like a regular house cup, then you want to put 1 full cup of rice so that it levels out. So the rice is almost at a simmer. And while I wait for that to simmer, you can put away any ingredients that you took out, maybe like clean off any utensils you use, put some stuff away that you could use for next time. It's very important to be like cleaning as you go when you cook so that your kitchen doesn't get hectic and, you know, doesn't look dirty, and, you know, it's good to clean. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the rice has started to simmer. When your rice starts to look like this, then you want to start adding your water, because all the ingredients has come together. So I'm going to use the measuring cup, and I'm going to do about I'm gonna go with 3 cups. I'm gonna go with 3 cups of water, okay? And then I'm going to put the lid back on and let the water completely come to a rolling boil before I add my rice. I mentioned, once you add the water, you can turn the heat up on the stove to about a 5. I wouldn't do anything more because you don't want the water to like boil so much that it's kind of going away. And this is the rice that I will be using to cook with. I usually like white rice, but I have been making some better choices lately, so I went with brown rice. Brown rice is really good for you. It has all the grains and minerals inside. As for white rice, they take all the grains and minerals out so that they can make it white. So brown rice is a better option and it's healthier. So make healthy options. Okay, so now the rice has come to, the water has come to a boil. So when you see it like this, it is ready for the rice to be added. So like I said, because I had used 3 cups of water, I'm going to put 3 cups of rice in my measuring cup. But if you are using a household cup, maybe one like this or smaller, however far you fill it up with water is how much rice you want to use. Now you are going to wait until the rice has soaked up all the water before you kind of mount it into a mountain shape. That's what I do, so that the steam of the rice will cook it all. So I'm going to show you later on how to get it into the mountain shape, and then soon after that your rice will slowly be done. So while I wait for that, I'm going to clean what I just used. Okay. Now we are going to check up on the rice and see if it's done yet, see how it's doing this whole time. So after you waited 20 minutes, you can now stir up your rice. Now that your rice is done and ready to eat, you can serve it and eat it with your family. And And thank you so much for watching my video today on how to make red rice with gandules. Hope you enjoy.